Benzinga's NFT show. We got a good one for you today. We're going to be talking all the latest news and headlines in the NFT market, including the top 10 NFTs by sales volume last week, which projects jumped into the top 10 and saw big gains, and who topped the list. We're also going to be talking about that big story, right? There is a lawsuit coming from Yuga Labs, the parent company of Bored Ape Yacht Club. We'll also be diving into the latest news with Bored Ape Yacht Club and taking a look at a project that is minting this week and a new Web3 linked soccer story that I think people are going to be excited about, and a pretty fire soccer jersey, might I add. Without further ado, everyone, this is The Roadmap. All right, what's up, everyone? As I said, this is The Roadmap, Benzinga's NFT show. Before we get into today's episode, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor. Today's episode is sponsored by FTX US, one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges in the world in terms of trading volume and daily users. The FTX app is used by over 6 million people to buy crypto and NFTs, no transaction or withdrawal fees. You can use your phone or computer. And the FTX US trading platform offers NFT trading on both the Ethereum and Solana blockchains with no gas fees. To find out more and to get signed up for your own FTX account, click on the link in the description below and also in the chat. Speaking of chat, if you are here watching us live right now on Benzinga's YouTube, go ahead, drop a comment in the chat. Let us know you're here. Let us know where you're watching from, and also maybe later on get into some NFT projects that you're watching. Those comments will appear on screen today, and we'd love to interact with the chat throughout today's episode. Also, a big shout out to all our listeners on all major podcast platforms, and anyone who's watching this video after we aired live at 2 p.m. Eastern time. I think it's time to go ahead and bring on my co-host today, producer Alyssa, who we, of course, missed last week when I had Money Mitch fill in on an episode. But we are excited to have Alyssa back. Alyssa, how you doing?
Good.
Good. It's good to have you back. We missed you. I'm sure the chat missed you as well. We've got a lot to talk about today, right? There is a lot going on with NFTs. Of course, the overlying story, we do still have some lower sales volume and a lower price for Ethereum. But let's start out with the top 10 NFTs by sales volume last week, right? This is a weekly article done on Benzinga, and last week, the list was topped by Bored Ape Yacht Club, followed by CryptoPunks, followed by Other Deed for Other Side, Doodles, Mutant Ape Yacht Club, Rider Rip, Duplicator, So Rare, Azuki, and Primate Academy. Alyssa, the top 10, very similar to last week. 6 of the top 10 were carryovers from the week before. Yeah, it sounds like the dogs don't like this top 10 list this week. I have to kind of agree, right? We've got 6 from last week, and also only 4 of the top 10 were the same from last week. And only 4 in the top 10 had positive increase from the week before. Let's start with the overlying list here, Alyssa. Before we get into Rider Rips, because that's going to be, of course, the topic for the lawsuit. What else jumps out to you in the top 10 list here?
I actually don't know what was in the top list last week. Which ones were new?
So new was Duplicator, Primate Academy, and Azuki re-entered the top 10, and Ryder Rips. Those were the
Okay,
four new
so
ones.
I was gonna say that Azuki is surprising to me because I know that they were down. Now they're back up. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, and Alyssa, if we have time later on, I did find a good thread on Twitter of someone kind of breaking down Azuki and where they stand with momentum. But remember, we had NFT NYC last week. So the fact that Azuki is back in the top 10 the same week, I feel like maybe they had a good presence at NFT NYC. Maybe they impressed some people. They're starting to see money come back into that project. Doodles up 87% and Duplicator up 331%. We said this last week, right? That Doodles had huge news, right? They announced plans for a second collection. They added musician Pharrell Williams to the board of directors. They announced an investment from Alexis Ohanian, the co-founder of Reddit. They teased that second collection in a trailer. Alyssa, are you surprised that Doodles jumped back into the top 10? Or, I mean, was this pretty easy to predict with all that big news they had last week?
I think that's pretty easy to predict. That is a lot of news.
Yeah, that was a lot
Dude,
into one article. Like, it's much.
Pharrell Williams had like my high school music playlist like in a grip. What, like the happy song?
Yep.
He had it in a grip. But yeah, this is news, and it's not surprising that they're in the list.
Yeah, and then the other thing that maybe doesn't show up in the top 10, right? Because Primate Academy came in at 10th place, but if we scroll out and look in the top 20, there was 4 Solana based projects in the top 20. Alyssa, I mean Solana Summer here, right? So surprised to see 4 in the top 20, or is that still kind of low if we really want to see that momentum for Solana pick up?
Honestly, I am surprised that we actually do have Solana projects in the top 20. Like, I know Solana Summer, yeah, but like with all the market doing its thing right now and like demand or interest dropping off, I'm surprised. So maybe if like the interest starts picking up more, we might see more Solana. I don't know.
The other big surprise is 2 fallers on the list, Clone X and Moonbird. So they were 5th and 6th last week, and they fell to 11th and 12th. So a decent sized drop for collections of that size. So Alyssa, Clone X and Moonbirds, do you think either of those ends up hopping back into the top 10 soon? You think this is just bouncing up and down the top 10, top 20 list?
I think so. Yeah. After like things lose its track, like the newer ones. I think
Yeah.
Moonbirds is going to be like the one that you see often on the top 10 and Clone X.
Yeah, and I'm looking right now at the top 10 for the week. And again, my article goes based through Sunday, so we got a couple days left here, but it looks like Doodles and Duplicators still staying pretty strong. NBA Top Shot, Alyssa, is I think getting closer to the top 10. Maybe I don't have mine refreshed. Right there. Where's it at? 16th on the week. So it's getting close, and maybe we see NBA Top Shot make another run here. Of course, we're out of the season now, so it's a little surprising that this one is that high. But Dapper Labs is doing some new pack drops. They're doing some burn mechanisms, some collection mechanisms. So another project to keep watching. I see Adidas there at 19th. The Adidas NFTs were pretty innovative. A big company like that getting involved, partnering with some big names like Punk's Comic and G Money and others. So yeah. Anything else jumping out to you, Alyssa, on the list?
On them that you did, or on them in general?
Either one. Either one.
Not really. No.
All right. Well, let's get in to the big leader on the top 10, right? We did see Ryder Rips jump into the top 10 last week. It's out of the top 10 now, but it had like a 18,000% gain, 5.2 million. Now, the big storyline here is Ryder Rips is a NFT collection that is from a person who recently laid out some allegations against Yuga Labs, the co-founders of Bored Ape Yacht Club. This project was taken down from OpenSea. It was taken down from X2Y2. I didn't look at LooksRare. I'm assuming it's down from LooksRare too. There isn't a ton of fun stuff to talk about with this, but we got to get into the news here. But basically, I don't think it's on there.
No.
Yeah, some other fun names there. So so let's start with the lawsuit, right? So Bored Ape Yacht Club recently, or let's start with their response first. So they had a tweet out and a Medium article where they said, as you may have heard, we've become the target of a crazy disinformation campaign accusing us, a group of Jewish, Turkish, Pakistani, and Cuban friends, of being super secret Nazis. So the team noted that they had previous allegations against them, and they didn't really plan on responding to this, was my understanding, but they actually saw a podcaster that they respect discussing the issue and kind of believing it. So they decided to kind of lay out some of the claims. So the one nice thing about this is that, of course, we get some more background information on the inspiration for Bored Ape Yacht Club and the early days, right? So the quote they have is, "We liked the idea of creating a whole collection around apes who become so wealthy because of crypto's rise that they become extremely bored." Now, apes is a term that refers to people in the cryptocurrency sector. Also, the CryptoPunks collection, one of the rarest traits is apes. Now, Alyssa, you and I also know from the stock community now that apes is another term, right, used for, the like AMC holders and others, right, where you're kind of this collective group and, you believe something's going to go up. That was similar with crypto. So I have a hard time believing any of these racist claims laid out just of having apes. Also, look at how many other collections have ape or monkey now. You don't really see them being targeted. They said that the Yacht Club refers to being a part of the Everglades. The ape skull relates to the apes being bored to death. And in that Medium post, they shared some early logo creations. They also included a comment from the Anti-Defamation League about their logo. And I mean, yeah, there's just, they also talk about their names, right? So Gordon Goner, Emperor Tomato Ketchup, No Sass, and Gargamel, right? Those have been accusations before because of those names. We talked about this briefly last week, Alyssa, and now we get the news that Yuga Labs is officially suing Ryder Rips, right? So they put out a tweet. The outpouring of support from our community today has been overwhelming. We will continue to be transparent with our community as we fight these slanderous claims. In order to put a stop to the continuous infringement and other illegal attempts to bring harm to us and the Bored Ape Yacht Club community, we have filed a lawsuit against the responsible parties. We will continue exploring and pursuing all legal options at our disposal. Alyssa, before I get into some of the lawsuit here, what's like your overall thoughts and takes on this? I mean, are you surprised that Yuga Labs is going as far as a lawsuit, or do you think that we should have seen this coming?
I think this was coming. this whole thing in general is insanity. I think it's like 4chan trolls
Yep.
just really going at it, and it's just, I don't know. They're really reaching. So I think it is just for them to sue, you know.
Yeah. The lawsuit I think lays out more for me here. So there's 44 pages in the lawsuit, but really if you just look at the I think it's like the second page, point two, um, it says defendant Ryder Rips, a self-proclaimed conceptual artist, recently began trolling Yuga Labs and scamming consumers into purchasing Ryder Rip's NFTs by misusing Yuga Labs trademarks. I think that is like the biggest thing here, right? I mean, Alyssa, we talk about derivatives all the time, right? There's so many derivatives out there, less now so than there was, right? Remember when the NFT market was booming, we got a different ape collection. I mean, every week, sometimes every day. And a lot of them tried to capitalize on the popularity of Bored Apes, right? Sometimes it would even be a collection from a Bored Ape holder, or they would buy a Bored Ape and then promote their project, right? The big difference here is that the derivative project is bashing Bored Apes and doing these accusations. And I mean, to me, on the outside, it looks like it was a marketing move to get people to buy into this other NFT collection. Like, is that fair, Alyssa? That maybe it was all this tactic?
That is fair. Yes, it's fair. It's just ridiculous. I don't know.
Yeah, like I
It's
really feel
ridiculous.
like again, I don't believe the claims they laid out. I have a hard time even reading through all their accusations, and it's like that meme, right, with Charlie Day with the board trying to circle stuff and connect, right? Like that's literally what I see. Like I picture that meme when I'm trying to read through this, because like you have to like make some big hoops to jump through and some big, connections to get there. And
Yeah.
like I really feel like if they weren't trying to sell an NFT collection, maybe I would have taken it more serious and maybe read through more of it. But like when I can see, hey, they're trying to sell a product and they're using this as marketing, like also the timing with NFT NYC and Ape Fest to me was, I mean,
Yeah.
kind of a shitty move, right? Because
Yeah, like, and it's like I said, agreeing with the whole like this is just like, I get it. I would probably sue too.
yeah,
Like like people are easily moved, and there's a lot of people who still don't understand NFTs and the Bored Apes and all that. And if this is like the first, like, Ape Fest and NFT NYC is happening, and then like you search up Club, and then boom, there's this trending on Twitter and stuff. It's ruining their name still, and like that it could stick for years.
yeah. Alyssa, how about this line from the lawsuit? I feel like I can't decide if I love this line or if I'm like, I don't know in a legal document if that's great. The quote is, "This is no mere monkey business." What what do you think of this being no mere monkey business, Alyssa? Is that like Yuga Labs trolling Ryder Rip's back, or is that kind of, hey, should we take this serious with lines like that in the lawsuit?
I, where is that?
So if you go to 2,
Yeah.
right there, like 3 lines up from the bottom, 3 or 4 up from the bottom.
Uh,
In 2, do you see it?
yeah.
Line 18. I forgot they were
Yeah, there
numbered.
it is.
I
Yeah,
forgot they
there,
were
yeah,
numbered.
yeah. Sorry,
So
I'm
this is no mere monkey business. It is a deliberate effort to harm Yuga Labs at the expense of consumers. And talking again about confusion between the projects. Alyssa, what's your take on this monkey business line?
I don't know.
You're laughing. See, so I feel like
back.
you love it. And that's like where initially I was, right? Is I'm like, hey, that's pretty good, right? I love it. But then I'm like, wait a sec. And some other people have pointed out, like on Twitter, is this lawsuit serious or not? Or are they just trying to, defend their name and kind of troll back with this? So, I mean, time will tell, right? If we do get a lawsuit out. The other thing that like we know from watching the stock market is a lot of times when there's lawsuits, you kind of go into quiet periods and you have to watch what you say. I feel like if there is a big lawsuit, could it slow down Yuga Labs' momentum going forward? Because then maybe they have to, be quiet, watch what they say. They can't attack, Ryder Rips on Twitter or call it out because there's pending lawsuit. They're going to have to devote some time to court appearances, to all this other stuff. So, I mean, not to be negative, but like, I mean, could this slow down Yuga Labs' momentum with having to handle this?
It could. But also, I don't like. Obviously, they have to watch what they say because now everyone's like taking everything and googling it and like putting in Google Translate.
Yeah.
To like find connections. But I don't think it'll be that big of a issue though in the slowdown.
Yeah. Yeah, like speaking of that, what you just said, Alyssa, someone went back through, and I don't remember if it was Gordon or Gargamel. Someone went and found like all their high school like papers and like
Yeah,
like a blog
it was
that they did,
Gargamel.
Gargamel.
Yeah.
And like my favorite thread on it was like really all it showed was that he was like a big nerd. Like, and then he loved science fiction. Like, you didn't get anything negative. It just showed that like he was nerdy when he was in school. Like, so what? Like, so, but again, everyone is just like looking now for negativity around the project. So, which I mean, I have to think, from the outside, it could be a distraction to some.
Yeah.
But anything else on the lawsuit, Alyssa, before we leave this topic aside for a while?
This is no mere monkey business.
That is the perfect way to end it. So on a more positive note, right, of Ape Fest, Alyssa, we talked about this like all last week. Ape Fest had some pretty big guests. And we discussed, how would you pick between day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4? Well, as I said, day 4, I thought was going to be, the one to pick and be absolute fire. So day 4, you got a performance from Lil Wayne. You also got not a live performance, but you got an appearance on stage of Eminem and Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg sang as well. They also premiered their new music video for the song called From the D to the LBC, of course, referencing the two homes of Eminem and Snoop Dogg. And this music video featured their Bored Apes in it. And Alyssa, this wasn't just a music video. They got a couple thousand views on YouTube. It is still trending days later and has 13 million views. I love this song. I love the fact that they used their Bored Apes in it. Any thoughts on this song, music video, or those staggering viewership numbers, Alyssa?
It is really cool, and I'm really happy to see that they actually use their Bored Apes for something like this.
Yeah.
Like, it's so cool. Let me show the screen. Boom. 13 million views.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
And still trending, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, the animations were clean. Really clean. And the music, fire.
Yeah. And earlier in the week, we saw Timbaland show off a music video that he did with his Bored Ape in the video. Alyssa, we know there's a ton of celebrities, musicians that own Bored Apes. Bieber, Post Malone, Madonna. Do you think some of them watched this video and they immediately are like, okay, I've got a great idea. Here's what I'm going to do with my ape in a music video? Or do you think no one's going to touch it because this is too good?
I think they gain who would like, okay, if I had an ape and I saw this, I'd probably get a million ideas like right off the bat.
Yeah.
And then hit up like everyone I could like in my contacts, like, we gotta get this done, dude. We gotta get this out. We gotta do this. I don't, maybe not a music video, but like something. This would spark my creativity.
Yeah, definitely. And then along with the music video, there was some merchandise that was sold by Yuga Labs featuring the Bored Apes in this music video. And what I like that they did here was they did a community version, right? A black long sleeve that was only available to people right there who own a Bored Ape or a Mutant Ape, right? So this is the exclusive. If you own a Bored Ape or a Mutant Ape, you could buy this. You can't anymore. The sale is over. And then they also had a public version available right there, a white short sleeve t-shirt that anyone could buy, right? You didn't have to own a Bored Ape or a Mutant Ape. And both of these were buyable with ApeCoin. Alyssa, first off, what do you think of these shirts and these designs?
Very nice. I can just say this is like really smart marketing move on them.
Yeah.
It is.
So with that being said, one of the things we've seen with merch from some of these NFT projects is a balance, right? How do you try to draw the line of being exclusive to your holders and also offering to the public? Do you think that they did a good balance here by making maybe the exclusive one a little bit more detailed? It's long sleeve, it has the images on the sleeve versus the one that anyone could buy?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, yeah, I mean, usually if you're gonna have like a mass, like obviously they need more stock of the public sale, right? And it's not going to be as detailed, and they want to reward their holders with something that looks even better than the public sale, but still making it like look good, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Alyssa, I mean, with that being said, like, do you think anyone in the Bored Ape community is like, a public sale, really? Like, no, like the merch should be exclusive to holders only. Do you think that opinion, comes out from a couple people? You think it's 50%? You think it's higher? Or am I just speaking out of turn and no one has that opinion?
I have no idea. I don't know, but like obviously there's going to be some people who don't want it all to themselves, like gatekeep the
Yeah.
apes, but others want more people in and more eyes on the project so that it can continue to grow. Good views, not this lawsuit stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, you don't want a Ryder Rips t-shirt floating around out there, but yeah. So I didn't end up buying the t-shirt. I thought about it. I kind of actually forgot, to be honest. It was over the weekend. But it's pretty cool, and again, you could only buy it with ApeCoin. So ApeCoin actually spiked a little bit this weekend because of the sale and because of some other stuff going on. But I think that like going forward, Yuga Labs is going to keep doing merch, and I think they're going to keep offering it. Through the sale of ApeCoin. There you can see it on that chart. Look at that chart, though. It is not. Oh, and that's just the one. Scroll out. Let's see. Let's go back. Let's see. Like, should we go 3 months or a 1
Yeah,
year?
let's go. Ooh, there we go. This is 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's where I sold it, was in those green bars there. I still think ApeCoin though, like going forward, and actually another item we're going to talk about with the other side launch here in a couple minutes. I think ApeCoin actually is going to be involved in the ecosystem, so definitely worth watching. Again, not financial advice. But ApeCoin is one of those coins where I think long term there's always going to be some value as long as Yuga Labs is utilizing it for merch and within their ecosystem. Alyssa, another item we talked about last week, those Rolling Stone covers, right? So they had some reprints that you could buy, and they also did some one-of-one Bored Ape Yacht Club and Mutant Ape Yacht Club Rolling Stone covers. There was an auction, and the winner got the NFT. They also got a physical print signed So here we have up first, that is the Bored Ape Yacht Club cover, right? Again, featuring Curtis. He's chilling in a hammock. You got the sailboat in the sky. I mean, lots of detail in the background. This is very different from the one they did before, right? Where it was just Curtis with bananas behind him. This one's got a lot more details. Yeah, there's that one. So, Alyssa, you weren't on when we talked about these last week. I talked about with Mitch. So, how do you compare this Bored Ape Yacht Club covers from the last edition to this one? Which one do you like better for the Bored Ape side? Just straight up Curtis.
Okay, so I really like the new one.
The new one.
It's yeah. Don't they have like animated too?
Yep.
Man, where is that? I want to see it.
It might just be on the Twitter. I think these were still photos here. Shout out Bored Ape Gazette. That's got this post up. So yeah, I mean, I like the new one better. As far as Bored Ape Yacht Club goes. I just think all the details, right? And it's sweet. And then Alyssa, if you want to show the Mutant Ape cover. So here is the new one. The mutant version of Curtis riding that motorcycle. Again, lots of detail in the background. And then the previous cover that they did had their roadmap behind him. Again, ape front and center, the parrot on the shoulder. Now, which one of the mutant ape covers do you like better?
This one.
The new one?
100% this one. Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. It's so hard to pick against these new ones. I really like that there's more detail. I do like the use of the roadmap in the last one. Because again, they have this great, roadmap with pictures and not just typed out, right? Like a lot of projects have. It's actually a map, right? And I think that's sweet. Well, let's talk about the sale prices here. So the one of one Bored Ape NFT cover went for $189,477 based on the price of ape at the time of sale.
This one? The Bored Ape one? Okay.
Yep. So 189,477, and then the Mutant Ape Yacht Club cover went for 103,271. So both went for over 100,000. The Bored Ape cover there on screen, Alyssa, went for, I mean, kind of close to double the other one. And if you remember, I don't know if I put it in our notes. Oh yeah, last time the Bored Ape cover went for 100 ETH and the Mutant Ape went for 47 ETH. So again, both times, Alyssa, the Bored Ape cover has gone for, I mean, essentially double or more than the other cover. I mean, do you think they're that far off? I feel like I like the Bored Ape covers better, but I don't know if they're like twice as valuable as the Mutant.
I mean, I just relate it back to like the projects themselves, like the Bored Ape Yacht Club on OpenSea is a higher floor price than the Mutants, so it's gonna reflect in the covers too.
Yeah, that's a fair point, definitely. And again, this is the second time they've done these Rolling Stone covers. I'm looking forward to more. I mean, I think they could do as many as they want, but also I think they're trying not to saturate. So I think they're going to do this once a year. Any predictions, Alyssa, on how they top these covers next year? I mean, they already topped it this year. What else could they do?
I don't know, but like our prediction, well, at least my prediction before, like I said that they weren't going to reuse Curtis,
right?
But they did.
They did, yeah.
So I think they're going to keep reusing Curtis probably, unless they add more characters that pop off. Then
I
don't know. We'll see.
Okay, so on that note, more characters. So Alyssa, right now we only have 2 covers, one for Bored Ape, one for Mutant. Why isn't there a cover? Or I guess future question, will there be a cover for Bored Ape Kennel Club?
That's a good question.
And also we have the Codas from other side. Will we get a Coda cover? So Alyssa, do you think we get more than 2 covers next year?
It's possible. I mean, this one is animated, so like maybe they'll just go to the next level and be like, "Hey, we got 4 now." or maybe they will like make not just Curtis and have like all of them in there.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, the other thing they could do too is they could do a cover with like a Bored Ape and a Mutant Ape both on it. But I don't know if they want to cross those.
Is there utility in owning one of these?
So you got the NFT, you got the physical print that's autographed, but otherwise, I don't think so.
Okay. Autographed by the
By the founders of Yuga Labs. I think all
Okay.
four founders and possibly the artist or whoever like made the cover too.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool either way.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think you get any added utility. I mean, other than bragging rights and saying you have a
Yeah.
one of one piece, which is
Yeah.
cool. But again, I mean, we're talking $100,000. I mean, I didn't bid on them because I knew I wasn't gonna have enough. So yeah. But speaking of other side, Alyssa, we did get an update from other side, another Yuga Labs project. So they put out a tweet calling all Voyagers. Are you free for the first trip on July 16th? Head to the official Other Side Discord to answer a 2-question survey to help us with the head count. Excited for you to explore, give feedback, and help us make the Other Side everything you want it to be. So this was a 48-hour survey in their Discord. You had to verify your account in the Discord, and then you got to answer the questions. So Alyssa, my favorite, right? The first question, can you make the first trip to the Other Side? Yes, no, or not sure yet. Pretty straightforward. You can see 7 people there answered no. 48 answered not sure yet. I mean, you know this from putting polls out on our Twitter, right? There's always going to be those people who don't want to answer a poll question seriously. But over 1,400 people said yes. So a decent size there. And then the second question was asking what time you would prefer the first voyage to take off, either 12 p.m. noon Eastern, 7 p.m. Eastern, or 10 p.m. Eastern time. So again, a question there for anyone in the Discord. Alyssa, first trip with Other Side, July 16th. This is a pretty big deal, right? For Yuga Labs and for anyone who owns a Other Side deed.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna try to find the whole poll. I want to see it.
Yeah, and I was looking at OpenSea here. We have other deed for Other Side, floor price 2.788 currently, and I'm guessing that we saw sales up over the last couple days. Actually, not a ton. I'm actually surprised. It looks like the sales volume over the last couple days has been pretty similar day to day. So this announcement from them didn't cause a spike in the sales. What do you think of that, Alyssa? Is that surprising that people didn't like rush out and if they didn't own another deed, start snatching them up before this thing? Or was everyone already prepared for this?
I feel like most people were probably prepared for this. Yeah. That's what I gotta say about that.
Yeah. Yeah, and so again, another post I read from Bored Ape Gazette, it referred to this first trip as the first tech demo of the Other Side. It will be for Voyagers only. A celebration of what's to come and an opportunity for Voyagers to gather, explore, and plan. And Alyssa, I'm going to drop the link here. If you remember, they put out a teaser trailer, I think back in May. It was only like 30 seconds long, but this was kind of like the first tech demo of the first trip. So it looks like this is what we're going to get in July, is people will actually be able to play this part. What do you think of this?
It came a little sooner than I expected. I'll be real here. But that's really cool.
Yeah, and I mean, I think you're right. It is a little bit sooner than I thought. But again, I mean, other deeds minted a while ago, and people that have held on to them have wanted some sort of utility. But yeah, look at this. Look at the sales activity there, Alyssa. Like, it didn't pick up after that tweet. Like, it stayed pretty level there. I'm just surprised at that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not surprised at it. I don't know why, but I'm not.
Do you think so? On the flip side of that, right? So maybe the floor price isn't what we should be thinking about, but like, remember that some of these other side deeds have um like minerals and materials and different things on them. Do you think people now start looking for the different ones that have things that are going to be coveted once this game and other side launches?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I
I
feel
think
like that's
so.
probably the smarter play, right? Is
Mhm.
to not look at the floor and to look for those items. Again, the quote I saw was that it's going to be a time for voyagers to gather, explore, and plan. I mean, I feel like gather can refer to people getting together, but it also could refer to people gathering resources.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm a little intrigued by that, of if we're going to be able to start getting those resources like right away. Also, codas, I have seen a couple big sales of other sides with codas over the last week, so I think maybe that's the other play, obviously, is that we're going to get to see these codas in game finally, possibly next month. What do you think of the codas? Do you think we see them in that gameplay next month?
They have
Alyssa,
to
we'd
be.
have to, right?
Yeah, they have to be there. I'll be just sitting on the sidelines waiting to see everything.
I know. I hope that people are streaming this.
Oh,
That
for sure.
that have an other side land.
I feel
Um,
like that's low-hanging fruit for anyone who has
yeah.
this. Like, you go ahead and stream it so I can watch it. Do it.
Oh, absolutely. The exclusive gameplay, like that's a big deal. And again, this is only one day. Um, so I feel like there's going to be some pretty high expectations on that day. With that being said, um, the other thing, Alyssa, is, do you think so? They asked people about 12 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m., 10 p.m. Do you think they do this in tiers, and have people play like all three of those time slots, or do you think they were trying to narrow down one time slot for everyone? I mean, I feel like it would run better if they split them up, right?
Yeah, yeah. This is like a demo,
Yeah, it's like
right?
demo and like beta almost
Yeah.
is what I
So
picture out of this.
breaking. I'm sure there would be a lot of volume, a lot of people trying to do this. So like, sectioning it up, it probably will save them a huge headache.
Yeah, definitely. Um, all right. Well, we talked about Bored Ape Yacht Club for a while now. Let's get into some other collections here. This is one that caught my attention, Alyssa. I've had written down, and the date came up super fast. We have Food Fighters Universe, which had their pre-sale mint start yesterday. Their public sale is tomorrow. So this is from the same people that launched Bored and Hungry, the Bored Ape themed restaurant in California. They also partnered with Snoop Dogg on the ice cream brand that he's doing, and they partnered with his son, Champ, who did a taco truck at Ape Fest. Also, Alyssa, I don't know if you've seen this, but I feel like you would
What?
appreciate their website here. That it's got the little arrows at the bottom, and you like can click on them, and you can like move around and like go throughout the website. And it's very animated and very cool. Oh, maybe it's
This
frozen
is
now.
so laggy. It's
So
killing my
laggy now,
computer.
yeah. Okay,
Oh
well,
man.
yeah. Oh, and we got Chelly in the chat saying, I heard the Bored Ape restaurant stopped accepting crypto. That is true. I did see that. So Bored and Hungry, the Bored Ape restaurant in California, they previously accepted ApeCoin and some other cryptos. They stopped doing that. I think ultimately, like, they just had to, right? With the price of crypto down, the volatility. I mean, they really, I would guess, wanted to, but you're also a restaurant. You have cost, right? We all know about inflation and the higher cost of meats and materials and, staffing issues for restaurants. I can't imagine that they were making a ton of money from people paying with crypto when crypto was dropping so bad. So does that news doesn't surprise you, Alyssa, right?
No, like with $4 for ApeCoin right now.
Yeah.
I don't think people are gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna buy this burger with my ApeCoin right now. I don't have
Yeah.
any ApeCoin.
Yeah. And
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Can you pull up some of the images from this Food Fighters universe? I want to show off what people can see here. So this is Champ. This is Snoop Dogg's son. That is what his Food Fighters universe NFT, his taco one, looks like. I think if you go to their not their OpenSea, but maybe their Twitter, I think there's some more as well. But they're kind of cool. And I didn't dive into all the utility yet. Again, that site is real laggy, Alyssa, but I think you get future utility. You get to be, yeah. So it's going to kind of connect to all their different food brands. So there you have it. Mint secret dinners. I mean, Alyssa, like Snoop Dogg's involved. Like, what if you own one of these NFTs and you get to go to a dinner with Snoop Dogg?
yeah, secret dinners, exclusive
Food
access.
festivals,
Yeah.
like
Ooh.
airdrops and merch. Like, so I mean, you're probably gonna get some merch that has Snoop Dogg's ape for his ice cream place on it, right? Like, so the floor price I think right now is like 0.35. Last I looked, and I don't even remember what the mint price is. Again, this is only pre-sale. But I fully expect when this goes public tomorrow, we haven't had big projects like this. So it's 0.345 to mint.
Yeah, yeah, 8,000.
So it's a little on the high. Yeah, so it's a little on the higher side.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't realize that. But so maybe it will struggle to mint out.
Maybe.
But yeah, I mean, this is just from the pre-sale, people that have bought. So not too much higher than the mint cost here, but I haven't highlighted an upcoming mint in a while, right, Alyssa? So like I feel like this was one to at least watch because again, they have a real brand, they have the restaurant, they have connections. Their roadmap looks good. I think the images look okay or good. You know what I mean? Like you got food tied into it. Like look at that. Look at the croissant with the rolling pin. A piece. Okay, pizza with the laser eyes. Like okay, like. I just wish it was a little bit cheaper for me, if I'm being honest here. But
I think that this art and stuff, like, and the whole project should be priced cheaper for minting. That's my opinion.
yeah, or maybe more. They did a Twitter Spaces. They did a town hall. I didn't listen to them, but I guess maybe the other thing would be to answer the utility questions because the roadmap like shows a little bit of it, but maybe better, clarification of what exactly are you getting. Because again, with the cost being higher,
I want to. What does restaurants mean? Does this own? Yeah, having clarity would be great. Because like, what does restaurants mean? Obviously, food festivals and all that means you get access to that. But like, what does restaurants mean?
I mean, what if like you own one of these and you get maybe first access to franchise Bored and Hungry down the road, right? And you can have that Bored Ape restaurant wherever you want, and you can buy in. Like again, there's some utility, but I don't know if those answers have been answered. But I kind of like this one. Again, everyone out there, not financial advice, and it is a higher price point, but one to watch because maybe we see this sell fast tomorrow and it to start take off.
Pay with credit card.
That's dangerous. See, that's a dangerous button right there. That was not a button that we had months ago. If we had months ago, I'd probably be in trouble. But
yeah, good thing they added it now.
yeah. Yeah, definitely. All right, and yeah, we got some fire comments from Chelly today. Inflation life hacks: buy this NFT, print it, and eat it. Alyssa, I actually heard AB doing some inflation life hacks on Benzinga Live today. Did you catch any of those?
No, I did not.
It was and AT was on too. Producer Aaron talking about going to Chipotle and like when you get a bowl and they put like one scoop of each item in. And the tip he shared was that after they do the one scoop, you just kind of ask them nicely, hey, can you put a little bit more on? And you ask them that for each topping, and eventually your bowl is just humongous. And I mean, oh yeah, an AB siphon gas life hack. Yeah, I did hear that too, Chelly. Yeah, but he did have some life hacks and tips, but yeah, so that's something. If you didn't catch Benzinga live today, to go back and watch. Alyssa, I want to talk briefly about this next one, but I'm actually excited because I think we'll be doing an interview next week and covering the project more fully. But there is a project called WAGMI United, of course, standing for We Are Gonna Make It, that bought a soccer team, Crawley Town Football Club, which is in League Two in England. And this was the first Web3 group to own a major professional sports team and embark on a journey to make Crawley Town the internet's team. They are launching an NFT soon, where holders of the NFT will be able to vote on key issues, which is pretty cool as a sports fan myself. They're also trying to get Crawley Town into the English Premier League. Again, in the US, we don't have relegation system for soccer and professional sports, but in England, the top 3 teams move up, the bottom 3 teams move down. But Alyssa, right here, this is why I want to talk about this project. I sent this to you earlier and I was like, hey, you got to check out this jersey. So Crawley Town partnered with Adidas, but look at on that jersey, we have a chromey squiggle designed by Snowfro himself. Eric, of course, from Art Blocks, who's been a guest on our show. Alyssa, is this possibly the coolest soccer jersey that you've ever seen in your life?
Yes, sir.
And like, I want one of these jerseys so bad. Like, I have some soccer jerseys, and like, this is the one where I'm like, I gotta have it. Like, tell me how. So we're gonna hear how next week with that interview. But I mean, also check out that profile picture there, that NFT. I think that's what some of the NFTs are gonna look like. But also just to share a little bit more on the project and the jersey. I mean, Alyssa, I told you this too. I sent you. So this team is loaded. We've got G Funk from Pixel Vault. We got G Money. We got Gary V. We got Snowfro. We got our friend Hunter Orrell. We got I'm missing other people, but like the list of people involved in this team and this project is just like phenomenal. So I pulled up some of the quotes here, and I will send them to you. So this one from Snowfro, who of course designed the chromey squiggle. He said the squig was originally intended as a proof of concept for near infinite variability of an algorithm. Eventually, it started to stand out as a mark, something unique and recognizable. I think a lot of people in the NFT space know that mark. And Alyssa, also, if you click on his profile picture, I am pretty sure
he's wearing the jersey.
It is wearing the jersey. Look at that CryptoPunk. That CryptoPunk outfitted with the jersey with the squiggle. Like that is awesome. And then of course the other person to highlight would be G Funk, our friend of the show and from Pixel Vault, and he tweeted out the Crawley Town squiggle jersey hits different. Shout out to the legend and one of the nicest, most humble people in the space. And he tagged Snowfro and put YLTSI, which of course in NFT terms stands for you love to see it. And look at that meta hero, Alyssa, decked out with the jersey. Like, is this going to be the new PFP? Is anyone taking their PFP and adding the Crawley Town jersey? Like, is this is it? Like, this is going to be a new status symbol, right?
Yeah, that's funny.
I love that. And again, I mean, he designed it. We talked about the VCon tickets before, right? The VCon tickets, Snowfro helped. I never know whether to call him Snowfro or Eric on here, so I used both, but he helped design those NFT tickets for VCon. But this is really cool. And again, you got some big names involved. You also got Adidas. I mean, Adidas is a huge name. This is a League Two soccer team. Like, this is a big deal. And I just feel like I've always wanted to own part of a sports team. Never been able to, right? I don't have enough money. But if I buy one of these NFTs, I essentially get to help make decisions. I get to be part of the team. I think it's a cool concept, and connecting Web3 to professional sports, I think is huge. And I'm looking forward to talking to Hunter and possibly others more about this. What's your take? I know you're not a huge sports fan, Alyssa, but what's your take just on like connecting Web3 to sports and kind of being involved behind the scenes with owning an NFT?
Well, the sports industry is really capping out on this. Do you hear my brother in the background? He's enjoying his life. He's excited about the Adidas jersey.
He wants the jersey. You can tell, guys. He wants the jersey.
Yeah, he wants the jersey. This is really cool though, and like what you said, you always wanted to own a part of a sports team, but you couldn't. Well, like NFTs are really kind of helping you out with that one, so it's pretty neat for you guys. I don't really, I personally don't do sports, but you guys. Yeah.
What about this, Alyssa? Though, like, would you make an exception? Would you get one of these NFTs and then just not vote on the sports decisions? But you'd still get to maybe rock this cool jersey. I mean, would you wear this jersey?
If like a physically?
Yeah, if they make physical jerseys like that you can buy. Yeah,
because it's got the squiggle.
Yeah, I think I want it like just to put like on my wall back here, like hang up the jersey, and like again, it can be on every episode of the show. Then, I mean that squiggle is just like it's so unique, it's so cool. Like I love it, and again, I don't own a squiggle either, right? Because they're on the pricier side, but I maybe can own a jersey with the squiggle on it. That's pretty good, and pretty close. So
a lot of the NFT like merch and stuff like this, like if you were to wear it out in public, it's one of those like if you know things, and you will find those people like they will freak out, like, dude, you're my best friend in the middle of the grocery store.
Yeah, as soon as someone sees it and they're like, hey, Crawley Town, or like, hey, like Squiggle, or like, I mean, you're gonna get immediate recognition. You're gonna, make a friend. If you like if you're at the airport, you could meet someone from out of state or something, with the same interest as you.
You can make your best friend.
Yeah, sports connects people, and this is another example how sports and NFTs are going to connect people. Because on that note, Alyssa, like if you're wearing Bored Ape merch that's been, gatekeep, like you said, and you have to own an ape to have it, if you see someone wearing that, you can assume that, hey, they own a Bored Ape. And if you own a Bored Ape, you can shout them out and be like, hey, cool shirt. Like I own ape number whatever. So it's a really cool connection. So, I mean, and again, we're hoping to do an interview next week with the team behind WAGMI United. Maybe try to get Hunter on, maybe try to get Snowfro on. I mean, because that jersey, like I just want to give him a shout out and just be like, dude, like that jersey is sweet. Like, and also, how can I get one? How can my kids get one? Like, if I show my kids this, they're gonna want one too. So
true.
But all right, Alyssa, it looks like we are out of time for today. So big shout out to anyone who watched us live on the stream and also watched us on the replay or listened to us on the podcast. We'll be back tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern time. And stay tuned. You got more great Benzinga Live content coming up, including pre-market prep at the close with Mitch and Joel. Alyssa, anything else to add?
No, we should be back on our normal schedule, streaming every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 2 p.m. Follow us on Twitter. Follow Chris on Twitter. Follow me on. I don't even have my Twitter up.
It's in the description.
It's in the description.
Yeah, click on the description below and find Alyssa's Twitter handle. Let's get her some more followers. Follow Benzinga, and we will see you next time.